In many communities, stray cats are often overlooked. But inside Hampton Gardens condominium in Pasig City, a group of volunteers chose compassion over indifference. Grace Villanueva, Lane Lee, Mel Gaharion, Dolo Navales, Billy Avellino, and many other animal lovers and advocates in the area turned concern into action and gave their community cats a fighting chance at a better life. How did this group transform the lives of homeless cats, even during the pandemic? This is the story of the cats of HGC. I'm Rochelle Rubio, and this is The Advocates, Empowering Voices. They were once strangers, quietly going about their own lives, until one shared advocacy brought them together, protecting the community cats of Hampton Gardens condominium in Pasig City. Before the group was formed, a handful of dedicated residents were already feeding stray cats in different corners of the property, each working independently. Then, in 2018, viral videos and photos surfaced online showing the inhumane treatment of some of these animals. The disturbing images sparked outrage and pushed concerned residents to act. Their efforts eventually found a voice on social media through the Facebook group Cats of HGC. Grace Villanueva, one of the group's administrators and co-founders, shares how it all began.
HGC is actually Hampton Gardens condominium. It's located in Pasig, and also aside from Lane, so we were actually the initial, parang let's just say, who initiated making it official on Facebook. However, behind the scenes, we also have a few of the people who are no longer residents of Hampton Gardens. However, they started the group. We have Lottie, we also have Christine. They're no longer there, but of course, we started the advocacy. So they're probably the key people. The rest are mostly still in the vicinity, residing in Pasig, or let's say in Hampton Gardens. Our story began in probably before the pandemic set in. And we noticed that before kasi, we have this nice condominium complex having about 10 buildings, and the arcade, which is where we have the restaurant. We started knowing each other because of the feeding of Lane. So, for example, one person would actually do the feeding on her own without knowing anybody. So there were a lot of residents doing that on their own. They don't say hi to people, we don't really interact, or we don't even know that the cats were fed. So that was the beginning. And then after sometimes the group began to kind of, tap each other. So Lane would be tapped by a lot of those people, seeing her feed the cats during the nighttime. And then from there, they began to coordinate, having the same time meeting on the grounds until we became a group. So I think that's the initial story of how the group began in terms of, being advocates of community cats.
What incident ignited the movement? It began with fellow co-founder Lane Lee, who had long been consistently and compassionately feeding the cats, even before the issue drew public attention. The turning point came when she noticed a particular cat they would later name Angry Mama.
I will tell the story of Lane because her story is also very inspiring. So there was a time in her life that she moved to Hampton Gardens, and she had a dog named Dior. So when unfortunately Dior died, and what happened was that she became depressed because of losing her favorite dog. And there was one time that she had to buy food at the 7-Eleven Dr. Sixto Gate. And she saw probably one cat or a group of cat. And I know that it's Angry Mama. We call her Angry Mama. So she was very young then. And she would actually go to we have this parang, we call the MRF, where we put all the garbage. And then you'll see, she saw Angry Mama scavenging for food. on that area. She would tell the story that what happened was that she suddenly realized that why am I depressed? Instead of, feeling this way, why don't I start feeding the cat she saw? So from then on, she didn't probably missed one night of feeding the cats. For me naman, it's about a Siamese cat named Yuki. Just the backstory. When I was a little girl, I had a kitten called Kitty. And that was the first time probably that I fell in love with someone other than my family or myself. And I remember my mom at one time when I went home, she actually was I don't have the cat in the house anymore. So maybe I didn't cry. I couldn't remember, but probably the pain was too much to bear, losing someone so dear to me, that after losing Kitty, I never had any pet until I met Yuki 40 plus for decades after. Yuki was my first cat that I actually owned. And it was just, instead of my kids taking care of the cat because she was still a kitten and they might not be too responsible to take care of her, I took that responsibility. And what I did was we slept together. Somehow I kind of understood what cats feel, so somehow that started the whole journey. So I had empathy. I began to see how they look at things, and from there, I I started to be, the whole process, the whole thing, kind of understanding all about cats. So that's why when I see a cat, somehow I understand her story. I wanted to help that cat. So that's where it began in terms of where we started the passion to love cats.
Grace recalls that Angry Mama was well known around HGC. Despite her defensive nature, many residents were feeding her. That realization sparked something bigger.
Whenever, so strange thing, there were lots of residents who were feeding her. For some reason, she was a very famous cat, and I didn't know that they were also feeding her. So I was doing night shift, and every time that I go around probably 9 p.m., I would bring my cat food. And whenever I lay it down on her, what she'll do is scratch my hand before before. So she's like that. So that's why we named her Angry Mama, because no matter how kind you are to her, even feeding her food, you will just see her claw reaching your arms or your hand. So that's why we call her the Angry Mama.
Grace and her group of advocates operate as a community cat and stray management team, funding trap, neuter, vaccinate, return, or TNVR procedures and helping secure successful adoptions. Throughout the journey, they have worked closely with property management, advocating for designated feeding stations, conducting nightly feeding rounds, and installing signage to educate residents and discourage pet dumping.
Because of what we are, we're a community a community cat stray management team. That's how we usually call ourselves. But I'm caretaker, in other words. So that's what we advocate for. We wanted to ensure that people also know that this is a kind of thing that we can do as a community. And so it's more of, we wanted to ensure that all animals on the streets would hopefully have a manager, a caretaker. So something like that. It's also, and of course with that, kapon or neuter, spay is also very essential. And to maintain the population of the colony. Okay. So I think those are like the two basic things. And of course, for us to be responsible, the government, the partners, diba? For instance, if you are in the subdivision, you have HOA, diba? Yung housing authorities na yan. So they should also, be part of the taking care of everything. So that's what I hope for, or we advocate for.
Kapon, or animal birth control, is the term commonly used in the Philippines for spay and neuter procedures. Animal welfare advocates and veterinarians consider TNVR, short for Trap, Neuter, Vaccinate, Return, as one of the most humane and effective ways to stabilize and gradually reduce stray and community cat populations. In private veterinary clinics across the country, spay and neuter procedures can cost around 1,500 pesos and may run into several thousand pesos per animal, especially for dogs or more complex cases. So how did they sustain initiatives like TNVR and regular feeding programs?
If I would say the specialty of Lane is really the feeding. So she prepares the food. It's really her passion. And my advocacy or my passion goes beyond the feeding. I'm more of the kapon, vaccination, and also foster and adoption. So it's a nice complementary team wherein someone's passion is more of really feeding, while I'm passionate about the kapon. In the onset, we used our own money, of course, and then it became a little bit harder because there were so many cats around the community. So what happened was that we wanted to do. Let's see, we were thinking, okay, what project should we do? And then, of course, finally, after the pandemic, when we had Doc Gap, if you know Doc Gap, of course, Pet Partner Philippines. So we started to actually participate. We were one of the very, very pioneer, very, very. We were the pioneer because he started to post about the 10 plus 1. 10 is equal to 1 free. So if I have a 10 participating cats, I'll have my cat for free, the HGC cat. So that's what I did. So we had, and it's still going on. We're still the event organizer of Sampasig area. The Ayala Fairview is also our event place. And so that's why we were able to actually more or less have all of our cats free because of that.
The animal lovers and advocates behind Cats of HGC are all volunteers, united by a shared passion and commitment to caring for homeless animals. Along the way, they have built a strong support system among themselves, helping make their tasks lighter.
Lane and I are the core. So we're really the core, meaning if I'm not around, it's probably Lane doing the work. And then we have, in the whole of the group, probably it's around 40 to 50 na kasama are aware. And then we have met them in person, more or less. The rest, around 20 naman, is about we can ask them for volunteers, we can ask them for tasks, something like that, na medyo they're really knowing of what's happening. We are composed of around 20 talaga, na medyo within the role. For example, if Lane is inviting someone to, feed in the night, during the nighttime, she'll be there. Or they'll just make chika after the feeding to maybe, let's say, boost di ba, syempre, pagod ka rin. So if you have, someone or people gather together, kind of make chika for the day, it makes everything lighter, I guess. So we are more of like, a kind of group that is more of like that.
As volunteers, they cover specific areas and schedules within HGC, ensuring that no cat goes hungry.
I would have to say, prior to HGC, Cats of HGC being formed, there were a few of the really older residents in the area who actually fed the cats. So, andyan si Ma'am Dolo. We have si Nakoji rin, pero Ma'am Dolo does the 5 a.m. feeding, ganyan. And she has her area. So, yung mga parking areas na yan, dyan siya. Kasi nandyan nakapark din siya. So, she's in the morning, nakaprepare na yan, wet food and combination of dry. Si Lane naman does the evening routes na talaga. Si Lane kasi goes pa towards Dr. Sixto, yung edge to edge kasi yun. We have 2 gates. And then, sa awa ng Lord, she's still able to do some of the buildings across on the side. Naabot niya pa yan. So she has, she tells me she has South Star, she has, ano pa ba, Armal, nandun si Bonchon eh. Tapos there's this a few cats in the Bonchon area. There's like a construction or parking area there na ang dami ring cats dyan. So I was also feeding that area before. And then of course si Kenny Rogers, which is in front of us. So umaabot na tayo dyan.
Do they encounter disagreements with the condominium's property management?
You'd be surprised because most of the people who are on the grounds, example, the security guards, sinamanong, really have hearts for the strays. The tinderas, the gasoline boy, the attendants, they have the heart for the strays. They somehow they form relationships with them. If not naman, hindi naman nila tinataboy. Yung tama yung sinabi, we have administrators or parang people who are in the parang administrating the building would sometimes have that alam na. But hindi naman sila nakikialam o nagagalit ng bonggang-bongga. However, meron tayong mga instances talaga na hindi ka makakaiwas sa mga ganon na encounters in person of being rude to you or ano ba yan, yung parang hindi nila naiintindihan yung cause.
Protecting community animals demands courage and determination, especially when standing up to animal abuse and addressing those unfamiliar with the Animal Welfare Act. For many advocates, the issue goes beyond legality. It is at its core a moral responsibility.
In our experience, you really have to have a good fighting spirit in terms of how you voice out, how you communicate, and how you do things in terms of this. Because yun nga it's not, it's not even 50-50, di ba? Hindi siya 100% that they're all for what you're doing. So, yan yung problem. That's always the problem we have naman. And so, kailangan sana mabago, but of course, hindi siya perfect or hindi mo alam kung kailan.
Apart from facing a few critics, these volunteers also shoulder expenses for the community cats out of their own pockets. They give what they can through their time, talent, and treasure, and for many, even their ties within the community to sustain the cause.
Story po namin dyan is because also the group is understanding of the people's, let's say the residents, yung people doesn't have a lot of funds for strays. Siyempre, unahin muna nila yung sarili nila. And of course, that's very reasonable, right? Diba? So this one is like an after effort, right? So pag normally noon, when we have a few parang out of pocket, we really use our resources, clinics, ganyan, yung everything, ganyan. So, nakakaubos din siya. So, syempre, yung alam na, di ba, the expenses, it's really expensive. Tapos, yung mga iba, so if it's reported, usually it's me and Lane talaga. For foster, for clinics, kung may sakit, lahat yung report sa amin. Kami yung usual. However, itong mga huli, some would actually have more funds than us na. And they would really have the initiative to bring na. Kung nakikita nila, especially if it's in their area, they would bring it naman. Pag na-adapt naman na nila din, they would also do the same. So parang nagkakaroon na rin kami ng hati-hati, ganyan, sa mga needs ng cats.
One of their early rescues was a cat named Pongi. When he needed surgery after an accident, Cats of HGC was able to pool funds from their followers to cover his medical expenses.
I think siguro one nice example is about Pongi. Ponggi. So, Pongi siya kasi gwapo siya. Yan, kaya, tsaka cute, mas silent siya. So, Pongi, we normally don't ask for donation. However, Pongi was one of the first that we had with, parang na-aksidenta siya. Tapos, yung dito niya, yun ang natamaan, yung jaw niya. So, we had to have surgery. Eh, hindi namin afford kasi it's so expensive. Nakalimutan ko na how much, but it's really big. So that was one of the times that we were able to request money from the group, the page talaga. And fortunately, surprisingly, parang hindi namin expect, a lot of people around, kung hindi ako nagkakamit, probably it's around 25 or 45 ang nagbigay. Maliit, malaki. But we were able to, di ba, parang nagawa namin ng paraan plus a little bit of, kasi nga ako yung nag-foster sa kanya and kailangan siya soft diet, di ba? Mahal naman yung soft diet. Tapos ang takaw pa niya. So just imagine mo yung whiskas niya, tapos 2 o 3 siya. Oh, syempre yun. So nice naman. Yan yung parang siguro isang time that yung people, hindi man sila nandyan, but if they are able monetarily to donate a little. So thank you sa lahat sa kanila.
How many community and stray cats do they feed each day in and around HGC?
Before po, prior to an incident in 2 years ago, ano na bang year yan? 2024 ata yon. So prior to that, we were about nasa 60 to 70 cats na lahat yan. After nung adoption drive namin, we are now probably about 40 to 50 kung isasama pa yung cats outside na ng Hampton area. So mas bumawas na siya ngayon than our initial record.
During the pandemic, when movement was restricted and daily life nearly came to a halt, unspayed cats continued to reproduce, adding more litters and contributing to the growing community cat population. In the aftermath, Grace and her fellow advocates rented a nearby rooftop space to safely contain the cats and provide them with temporary shelter.
You know, pandemic, walang lumabas. Just imagine ilan yung mapoproduce. So, after the pandemic, we had so many kittens. Grabe talaga yung kittens kasi wala naman siya, nag-stop talaga yung mundo that time. So we have so many kittens talaga na problemado kami nila Ling before, Lottie before. Nagkaano kami on the side of one of the buildings, nag-set up kami ng cage and we would do rounds in the morning, afternoon para i-take care of them. May magrereklamo na konti, but somehow the admin knows of what we're trying to do. And that was also the time na naalala ko, I initiated to shell out for a rooftop oasis. Kasi nga yung mga cats na yun. Because of those little cats, they were so many na. Hindi na namin siya na-control because of the pandemic. Tapos dumating ang dami. So what we had was rent a rooftop. Tapos andun kami nag-meet ni Doc Gab. Siguro mga 20 minutes away from Hampton. Kasi wala naman pwede sa Hampton, right? So ayaw naman na Hampton, napapagalitan na kami minsan, ganyan. So shell out, sige ko, Lord, pikit mata. So I think yun yung parang hindi ko na-expect na kaya ko pala gawin yon personally para sa mga cats. So yun yung nagkaroon kami ng Oasis, tapos nag-meet kami ni Doc Gab doon. Siya yung na-invite ko. Yung location din, nagkaroon na kami ng community event in the area. Tapos lahat ng cats dahil doon kami nag-start. Kaya sila nakapon because doon na kami nagkaroon ng mga activities.
With so many memorable and endearing felines, Grace has even considered writing a book about them, including the late Chunky, the well-behaved cat who touched many hearts.
You know what? I was proposing to write the book of the cats of HGC because our story is really very nice, actually, from my point of view. Okay. So remember that after pandemic, there were so many of them. Remember yung anliliit. So may full circle story kasi yan. And every one of them, siguro that's why, in terms of my advocacy, sobrang from the start hanggang natapos ko yung journey ko in terms of it. Because nakilala ko sila when they were so little eh. Diba, nag-rooftop kami, yung mga nakasurvive sa rooftop. Tapos nung I also realized, yung story nila is because na-realize ko the shelters are really not the best ending for them. Yun yung na-realize ko doon. I get to see, parang ang nangyari is yung ground experience. I can actually write about the book that tells everything of what is I know from experience is the most rightful thing to do. Parang may pagkaganon because I was able to see it. So nakita ko doon, kung may shelter ka, if one cat gets sick, lahat yan. Grabe yung bills namin, grabe yung namin because they're so contained sa isang area. Dumating yung time that na parang hindi ata okay health-wise for them. So, you know what? From medyo malaki na sila ng konti, nakabaksin na, nakapon na, we opted to bring them back sa Hampton Gardens. So, and then, titignan namin if they were able to adapt. Just remember, parang anak mo yun na you had to set free. Pero in the same location, we found them. So, lahat sila, wala akong makita na because every one of them was a special story talaga. Like yung journeys, we know. Kaya, one time sabi na, bakit may names? Kasi syempre lahat yun talagang naalala namin yung kwento ng bawat isa. So, they were back on tapos nag-thrive sila. Tapos, you know what, ang magandang kwento rito, like example, meron yan isang area, yung two prominent areas, yung pavilion. There was Chunky, the late Chunky. He's one of the cats na nagstay doon. Nakita niya, uy, may pagkain dito. May pagkain dito. Tapos, nakita niya, lahat ng tao, love din siya. Lahat ng tao dumadaan minsan sa ibang buildings na malalayo, knows Chonky. And they started to follow the page. So, hindi lang ito about someone they don't know, someone they know. May akong one time nakita mother and son, they would actually go there. Magsuspend lang ng time just to unwind with Chonky. Wow, grabe. So, si Chonky touched many hearts.
Some might say the people helped the cats, but during the pandemic, it was the cats that helped the people even more. Beyond companionship, the community cats of HGC offered comfort, calm, and a sense of stability in uncertain times. Alongside the beloved Chonky were other familiar names: Rosie, Jerry, Caramel, and other furry friends that became part of the community's shared story.
Hindi siya joke eh. They helped a lot of people. Si Chonky. During the pandemic, may umiiyak dyan. Katabi siya. And he was the silent consoler. So, the truth is, yung Cats of Hamptons helped a lot of residents of Hampton Gardens. It's no joke. And then, meron isang area again. There was this area, ang tawag doon is the pavilion. It's a bigger area. And you would see, I will show you, I will check the photos and show you, ang dami nila doon. And you know, when I was, getting the backstory, na-realize ko, during the pandemic, a lot of them were depressed, going out, finding air, wanting to breathe. Kasi condo ka eh, you're in a box condo. There's no life there. And of course, all the uncertainties. And after nag-ease up, there were a lot of people going down. So they know the cats, kaya pala yung cats stayed in the area. So they were actually helping a lot of people that I did not know. So when nawala sila ngayon, magugulat ka, hinahanap nila kami. Hinahanap nila yung mga cats because ba't nawala yung cats doon? So that was the story. So meaning, lahat talaga sila, the cats of HJC had a very depth dun sa kwento nila. So we had sina Rosie doon, Jerry, Caramel. These are famous cats naman dun sa area na yon. We have, so ano yun eh, parang mga 10, 12, ganyan. Tapos, iba-ibang tao have their own favorites. So meaning, hindi sila yung tinulungan natin. Sila yung tumulong sa atin. Siguro yung Chonky is one of the most remarkable for me. Siya ang hindi yan snapero yan. Hindi ako gusto niyan. I think hindi ako yung favorite niya. Okay, totoo yan. Hindi ako favorite niya. So, yung relationship namin is cordial. Okay, so siguro siya na lang kukwento ko. So, Chonky, probably siya yung kasi nagpaamo ng mga pusa at nagpaamo ng mga tao to come together, unite. Tapos to understand na they're also harmless beings and nice beings. So maraming taong natutuhan from Chonky. Yung parang nakakatuwa din na kwento niyan, siya yung parang in the end, ayaw niyang magpa-adapt. Many people wanted to adopt Chonky. May mga paborito yan. But you know what? He always wants to get down. So noong nare-realize ko na yun, sabi ko, di ba, nararamdaman ko para iintindihan ko yung mga cues nila, di ba? So, nagets ko na he wanted to go out because there are a lot of people waiting for him. So he doesn't want to be adopted.
Chonky, the cat with magnetic charm, initially resisted adoption, as if determined to remain on the ground, offering comfort to more people. But in time, he softened and finally allowed Grace to give him a home.
Time na nakakatuwa, nung nag-adoption drive na kami, nawala na yung mga, and we were, how do you say that? Wala na yung mga dating, yung parang ibig sabihin na-adopt na sila, nawala na yung kasama niya. So what happened was that was the time na nagulat ako, nagpa-adopt na siya. Yung wala na yung mga kasama niya because we adopted them out. Tapos akala namin siya yung maghuhuli. But in the end, nung ready na siya magpa-adapt kasi wala na sila, yung mga, tsaka alam na nila may haters na on the ground. Nung may haters kasi din sa HGC, nung may haters na on the ground, he felt it, and then, pagpasok niya sa unit ko that time, hindi ko na siya nakita na nagpapanggap, ay nangangarap na umalis. And then he stayed. So he died with me. He died with me, which he stayed for me for a year, more than a year. And then when it's time, yun na siya. So, kaya sobrang namin, marami talaga siyang naituro sa amin, si Chonky.
Grace became visibly emotional while recalling Chonky, who has crossed the Rainbow Bridge last year.
Sobrang sweet niya, tapos lagi siya nakatingin sa akin na tumititig. Parang naiyak tuloy ako. Parang minememorize na yung itsura mo. Parang nakatingin siya sa akin lagi, siya pa nakakain. Tapos yung time na yun, parang pag tumitingin siya very like he's memorizing his life with you. So, yeah. Tuloy ako. Last year, tapos we had a burial for him, and yung isa sobrang first na gusto mag-adapt sa kanya. Hi, Christine. Si Christine. I was with them today. Just today, we celebrated the birthday of her husband. So, siya yung talagang nag-pay for the last parang confinement and burial of Chonky. And we celebrated the burial together ng lahat ng naka-attend. So, it was a very nice ceremony for Chonky.
Chonky fought bravely, and Grace made sure she did everything she could to save the cat that once brought comfort to the residents of HGC.
He was actually like sick for the longest time. He has gingivitis, tapos nakita namin nagre-regress talaga yun over time, ganyan. Pero dahil naman na ma-manage namin, so he was doing okay. Alam mo ba yan siya, si Chonky? Siguro 3, 5. Limang procedure siya sa inyo. One operation sometimes would cost us 12,000 each. Hanggang nahanap kami ng medyo mura, but parang kasi yung sa kanya is it's not gingivitis, it's a sickness that yung gums niya is actually parang cancer. Parang yun ang sabi ng doctor. It's like a cancer na inuubos niya yung gums or ipin somewhere there. Somewhere in that description. Nakalimutan ko yung pinakasakit niya. So, hindi siya talaga basta gagaling. So, yun yung condition niya.
Grace and fellow advocate Lane also fostered other community cats in need. But tensions escalated when a resident filed a petition calling for the cat's removal from HGC. In the end, they had no choice but to secure adoptive homes for the remaining cats. It was a difficult chapter, made even more challenging by Grace's decision to personally drive the cats to their new families to ensure they would be safe and well cared for.
Yung mga fosters ng kittens na lumaki na rin sa amin, it was also Lane. Ang forte niya is kittens. Ang forte ko kasi is the sick pets na adults. So, iba kami ng forte. So, basta sick na adults na, yan. So, yun yung mga na-foster. So, yes, there was kasi one of the difficult times ng HGC group that nag-petition sila against the cats. Di ba remember, there were a lot of cats there, matatabayan. Nakilala kami sa matatabang cats. Ang ganda ng relationship with the admin and everything. Then one person instigated na magpetisyon. Inaabangan niya yung mga residente para magpetisyon. Yung mga dating okay sa cats, hindi na. Nag-sign ng petition. So, ang nangyari is that we decided to have all the cats adopted. So, ang nangyari, yung fostering was a very heavy responsibility kasi hindi naman sila lahat sanay na magpa-adopt, diba? So, what I did was I told myself na kayanin natin to. Pakita natin sa kanila na kaya natin to. Given 3 months na ma-adapt natin yun. So, it was a really heavy time for us. So, nasa bahay sila, parang pino-foster ko to be able to kayanin na nila with people sa bahay. So, yun. Kaya marami pong dumaan na cats of HGC sa bahay. Kasi siya, yun yung parang, parang training ground namin. So, and then of course yung mga natira, which is nauwi ko, Baguio pala, nauwi ko in my hometown, are the cats na natira. So sila po yung hindi pwedeng ma-adapt kasi kakalmutin ka, minsan bigla kang kakagatin, o kaya may sakit na, syempre hindi na yan ma-adapt. So yan po yung naging parang pets ko na siya talaga.
When faced with critics, Grace chooses to take the high ground. She remains civil and avoids heated exchanges, mindful that retaliation could ultimately put the cats at risk.
Kulang siguro is yung information. Unless one experiences the reality, dyan na makikita. Otherwise, hindi na kasi alam eh. So that's why we're trying to do a lot of information drives. Tapos pinagpipray natin na one day they'll have a cat experience, a stray dog experience. Kasi only through the experiences naman siya matatouch eh. Hindi naman kung sasabihin, di ba? And plus, mahirap din kasi talagang, ano siya to, yun parang yung i-hate mo rin siya o awayin mo rin siya. Kasi lalo niyang i-hate yung cats eh. So, as much as possible, kaya mo dapat civil, diba? The voiceless who cannot speak. So, unfortunately, the cats cannot speak, but you can. So, if you say evil things at saka harmful words na hindi naman siya good, somehow you're representing the cats eh. And yung pwede nilang i-hurt kasi, for me ha, is the cats. Ako okay lang. Pero yung cats kasi, kaya nila eh. So, I'd rather sige, adapt na lang natin yan. Adapt natin yan. So, that's what we did.
How does she balance work, personal time, and her volunteer efforts for Cats of HGC? Have there been moments when the responsibilities felt overwhelming and she considered stepping back from the advocacy?
There's always the chance to opt out. Kasi syempre emotionally draining, and also financially din. Plus syempre kung wala kang time o meron kang time for that, diba? For some people who are really hands-on, like Lane and I, yung parang medyo talaga siya taxing. So how do I balance that? Before kasi my work was night shift. So if I have the kapon, errands, or adoption errands, driving, or ihahatid, I can do that in the morning. However, yung sleep deprived ka ng konti. But that was how I did at that time. Nung after pandemic, there was more or less a hybrid situation, di ba? So I think it was also able to help me because yung sa establishment ng rooftop cat oasis, we call it that, yun, mas nagawa mo siya kasi hindi ba yung nag-work ka pa, pupunta ka sa work. At least ito, we were able to do a little bit of a balance between your time. Yan. Tapos, somehow, meron akong isang engagement na work ha. And sinabi ko lang na so what I do is, whenever I have parang kasi naman I go around eh. So what happens is that kung meron, I sell the products of our company, and then while also facilitating the event, organizing of the Kapon event, and then go back to work. Diyan dito sa ganitong ginagawa, you have to align your sarili to God, to the Lord, kasi hindi siya it's more of you need superpower. It's true. I would say that siguro kung tanong ko yung secret ko, yung superpower ni God. Kasi pag ako pagod na ako. Pero kaya I always have to ask for the strength that's beyond my capacity para I can do it. Yan, parang ganun siya.
Grace speaks about the benefits community cats bring to residents and what she describes as the full circle moment of the Cats of HGC.
Ang challenge, at I think ito common sa mga cat groups, is the hate that we get from people who are not advocates. So to yan. Marami po kami na-encounter, nag-reach out sa amin for advice, naghingi ng tulong, or kaya kami, whenever we talk about cat community management, marami po talaga, yan ang issue talaga ng lahat. So if it's the biggest challenge, it's that. Mahirap po siya kasi even if okay ka na-organize ka na, tapos biglang may isang tao lang, 'di ba? Pwedeng mabuwag lahat ng ginawa because of that person. Ito lang, ang masasabi ko lang po siguro in terms of this is the full circle talaga. So now the cars, yung mga nginangat-ngat na yung cars, nagiging mas malaki yung damage. And akala nila wala lang. Pero ngayon, this is the real situation. Siguro mga a few months after na nawala siya, in the forums, yung mga chat groups nila, the forums nila, tsaka yung in-person na meetings, ang discussion na nila is bakit inalis yung cats. Start din na mag-die down yung mga masyadong mareklam. Somehow, I guess nakarating sa kanila na a lot of people are already complaining about the rats. parang ikaw na hindi mo alam na, okay for understanding of the Philippines naman to. For me, ito yung share ko. Of course, we are an old city, especially Metro Manila siguro. We're an old city. We have sewers underneath. Do you know how many rats are there? Imagine mo, what if they go up? And the only way they're staying down are the cats. So if they are removed, they will now go up. Hindi yung nakikita na mga tao that yung parang the universe, the creator has a purpose for everything. And hindi siya joke that cats are there and that we also need them to be as strays. Ibig sabihin, as community, as to be there. Kung lahat, they will go, lalabas siya. Pagpaparepair ng wire, kung may pagpaparepair, magkano? Versus yung na-scratch lang sa motor mo, 500 pagpapalitan mo yung motor. Just to let you know, 500 lang. Kahit 1 year ka lang magpalit or every 6 months, yung 1,200 ganyan. Cheap.
What keeps Grace going despite the financial, physical, and emotional toll of this advocacy?
I always believe na in everything that happens, God has a greater purpose na siya lang yung may alam. So parang feeling ko, a lot of the people needed each other and it was through the cats. And that was something I discovered after na natapos na namin yung mga kaguluhan. And then the fact that we now have each other in terms of, knowing more about the Lord and being able to be with each other kung ano man yung nangyayari sa buhay ng bawat isa. And, expanding our families through the cats of HGC participants and core, ganyan. So, meaning, it wasn't really about the cats. It was really about the people. And if God is going to do something just to unite a group of people through the cats, I guess yun yung ginamit niya. And we became, I guess, better human siguro, or ano ba, better people, I don't know. Yan. So I think yun, and what keeps me going, kasi, di ba, we were able to realize that people can do it, people can come together, kaya masyado siyang inspiring in terms of masaya siya gawin. Because after all, hindi naman siya monetary. Actually, nalugi ka pa nga ng bonggang-bongga. Sa dami lang hindi mo naipon, sa kakalustay sa mga pusa. However, marami kasi siyang nabibigay na, hindi siya nabibigay ng ibang bagay. Parang mas more of nagsusstore ka ng something na hindi dito. Doon mo na lang siya kunin kung saan eternal siya. So I'm thinking ganyan.
Grace takes an extra work when needed to ensure cats receive the care they deserve. She is also deeply grateful to the followers who continue to support and give for the cats under their care.
Nga, di ba? Kahit may trabaho ka, rarakit talaga ako, ganyan. Kasi parang it's okay. Given the situation ng Pilipino, we already know it's scarce ang ating resources. So kung hihingi ka pa, parang sana yung may sobra na lang. Sana makita tayo na maraming sobra dyan, di ba? At sila ang magkusa. However, sa situation naman namin, sila minsan ang magkukusa. Di ba hindi kami naghihingi masyado sa page? Except yung Chrissy Ponggi o kaya yung mga earlier na sponsor rooftop cat na 100 pesos, ganyan. So, the rest naman hindi. So, alam naman na nila. Tapos, siguro natatouch din yung may gusto. So, kwento sa akin ni Lane, recently lang, may isang tiga Fairfield Building na magsusponsor daw every month ng cat food. Hindi naman kami naghihingi. But because people see the everyday effort, I think yun na yun. Hindi naman kami naghihingi sa lahat eh. Kung may makakakita at nagkaroon siya ng sobra. So imagine mo, thank God, di ba? Thank you Lord for that. Kasi imagine mo kung may 1 month ka ng isang sako, laki ng bag, tulong yun. Kaya nakakatuwa kasi nakikita na siguro nila. Yun sinasabi ko lagi. May warning ako. Sabi ko, wag kang mag-aalaga ng cat. Kaya may mag-adapt, no? Tapos wala pa siyang in-adapt na. Pero kung mamili ka, siguraduhin mo munang handa ka. Ganunin ko. Sabi ko, alam mo kung bakit. Kasi, pag naka-adapt ka na at naka-encounter ka ng cat, mag-iiba ka. Sinasabi ko yan, mag-iiba ka. Unlike dogs, cats have a way of making you act, making you move. Kaya tayo nagdadala ng mga cat food sa ba? Kaya tayo kasi somehow iba empathy. Parang nagiging mas deeper siya. In a way na nararamdaman mo yung gutom niya. Pero sa mga dogs, hindi masyado. I don't see that sa mga dogs gaano. Pero for cat people, yes. So sinasabi ko, sure ka pag gusto mo. May warning siyang kasama.
Their love for the felines has, at times, brought them before the barangay for mediation.
Kaya siguro pag yung barangay namin, sabi niya, ha, HGC na naman. Cat na naman.
How can the public support their advocacy for stray and community cats?
Siguro before December, we had an initiative with the cat groups ng Pasig. So we had a first meeting. However, medyo may changes lang sa akin. I had to move away from Pasig. So ang nangyari is that saka December, syempre, busy lahat. So yung initiative na yon. So hopefully we can continue as community stray caretakers, di ba? Management. Magkaroon tayo ng ganyan, supportahan nyo sila. Kasi mahirap yung ginagawa nila. And plus, kahit hindi kayo nagbe-benefit directly, nagbe-benefit kasi ng cats yung community mismo in terms of safekeeping against rodents, snakes, and yung mga diseases na brought about by them going up dun sa taas. I call it going up kasi I know they're down Nakikita ko kasi sila sa kanal. Sorry pero I see them That's why we see, kaya yung mga ibang cats namin nakabang doon sa kanal So kaya even if you don't accept it, hindi naman ibig sabihin hindi mo nakikita. But we are talking about the community. Kaya kung sarili mo lang iisipin mo, sana wag na lang ganyan. Sana instead of that, you understand where we are coming from. You understand where the cats are coming from. Ganon. Para in the end, hindi ka parang one-sided ng story. And then, what you're doing, nakakabuti yan sa community. Lalo na kung nasa community-based apartment ka, complex ka, housing ka. We're talking about the community. We're not talking about just you. Kaya yun yung panawagan ko sa mga gustong mag-hate. Yan yung panawagan ko sa kanila. However, sa mga groups na sana magsama-sama tayo. So one day, we are able to require our government to take accountability and make all of our HOAs, associations, whatever, admin, to be responsible. Meaning, kailangan very basic kapon, go. Diba? Feeding area, go.
Now, the story of cats of HGC has come full circle. The cats once given temporary shelter on a rented rooftop have found their forever homes with loving adoptive fur parents. No longer fighting for survival on the streets, no longer scavenging for scraps, no longer dodging fast-moving cars or braving the elements without consistent care. Grace, Lane, and the rest of the cats of HGC volunteers have since built strong relationships with the adopters, forming a growing community of responsible pet owners. For Grace, it is a quiet but meaningful victory, and with it comes a continued hope for a kinder, more compassionate world for animals in the communities they touch.
Halos lahat sila na-adapt, iba naman nag-pass away na. Yung iba na stay, yung parang ibig sabihin, halos lahat ng mga nandun, lahat nung nung area ng after pandemic, parang lahat sila nag-full circle. Adopted out with loving families. Yung iba naman, syempre, hindi na nagbe-message, pero lahat yun hinatid sa bahay. So parang nangyari, lahat nung, parang from baby hanggang nahanap nila yung forever home nila, na friends pa kami ng marami sa kanila. So ibig sabihin totoo, nakalimutan ko yung community, hindi lang yung nasa HGC, outside. So naging friends ko rin po talaga sila even after the adoption. Salamat po sa panahon na ginugol natin for, understanding the whole advocacy concept, lalo na for stray cats and dogs, syempre kasama na yan. Thank you, and of course, yung mensahe natin is hopefully, we live in a better world. I'm understanding that whenever there is an increase in the depth of animal welfare in one country, it also means that we are improving the education, the literacy, and capacity of people in our country. Let's show everyone that we are increasing that. hindi na, I always believe kasi parang ano we can only know in the head, but we should also be action doers. Doers, action. Kasi hindi siya pwedeng you just, formulate and then do nothing. Let us be your one person who can do something in your environment. May nakita kang dog ng cat, pag malasakitan mo, hindi yung kapitbahay mo kasi hindi naman siya pumupunta doon lang sa isa, dalawa. At alam mo, hindi naman, nobody's looking. Nobody's looking. You don't have to. The Lord is looking. Who created them? Yun na lang isipin mo. And then your act will make this Philippines a better animal welfare, di ba? Advocate. And magiging proud tayo if we do that. Like other countries, di ba? So proud pag lang yung post nakikita natin. Tapos sinishare natin because they're like improving. Wow, nagagawa nila yun. Di ba? Hindi naman malayo. Filipino can do that. We can always be better. Alam mo, magagaling mga Pilipino, and that show them. Lalo na in the animal welfare.
Grace Villanueva and her fellow animal lovers may have helped the community cats of Hampton Gardens. But during the pandemic, many say it was the cats who gave back, offering emotional support and quiet companionship in uncertain times. In May 2024, the group marked a milestone, renaming itself Adopted Cats of HGC, after the cats they rescued and sheltered on a rented rooftop finally found their forever homes. A happy ending after all. Our thanks to Grace Villanueva and the many advocates whose compassion transformed the lives of the once homeless cats of HGC. This has been Rochelle Rubio. Join me again next Friday for another episode of The Advocates, Empowering Voices, right here on Capital 104.3.
This is where the voices of the voiceless are heard. The Advocates, Empowering Voices, hosted by Rochelle Rubio on Capital 104.3.